Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So I've been talking about the 100 most toxic foods on the planet, and I'm on number 16 through 20 right now. You're just on time if you want to get into toxic foods. If you don't, come back in like 2 weeks, I'll be done. It's worth it to me. You know, I've been talking about my experience with these foods because as a professional compulsive overeater, I've absolutely consumed every one of them. And if not in the form that they're in now, in a very similar one. Because the only way to stay in the game is to constantly recreate the toxicity, right? Package it, call it something else, but the nightmare remains the same. What I appreciate about this is I had to grocery shop today and I had to go to 2 different places, and by all accounts I was exposed to probably 180,000 products, maybe 200,000 products. And I hadn't eaten, and as each thing came to mind, so did this talk, right? Reminding me of why it's toxic, why I shouldn't eat it. Oh, what in it is toxic, from the caramel coloring to certainly the anything that was going to be cooked, right? And the carcinogenics that it brings, the cancer forming agents, and like every single thing, it just all kept coming to me. And I really appreciated it because I left there with just my best choices. And I'm so grateful. So this is number 16, which is energy drinks. And it's so hard to see children drinking energy drinks. Why? Their bodies should be so pristine. They should already be at their most energetic, natural self, right? But they don't even have a chance. I work with a bunch of children who have been drinking coffee their whole life, really, and they regularly drink coffee. So their body doesn't even have the opportunity to evolve to what it would have, in the sense that coffee stunts your growth, or how the caffeine affects their body in its developmental stages. It's so sad. And now we have these energy drinks. So it says the unhealthy ingredients are sucrose, glucose, and caffeine. We can only imagine the number of broken Bunsen burners. Those are those things that you in science class, if you remember. It took to come up with the now familiar energy drink formula. The medicinal tasting beverages are simply overpriced chemical cocktails with the caffeine content of a strong cup of coffee. These are impossible, all right? Bear with me. Content of a strong cup of coffee and a lot of sugar. Or scary artificial sweeteners. And way more than a strong cup of coffee. Some of those are 6, 7, and 10 times a cup of coffee, right? Children are literally having heart palpitations. It's a scary time. Here's why you should be concerned. A University of Maryland study, and that's a hyperlink, found energy drinks to be 11% more corrosive to your teeth than regular sodas. Who knew, right? Gross, right? Another unsettling finding came from a case study of a 50-year-old construction worker having too many energy drinks can destroy your liver. The report, published in the BMJ Case Reports in 2016, found that the man developed acute hepatitis after consuming 4 to 5 energy drinks every day over the course of only 3 weeks. Oh my gosh, people do that all the time. All the time. 4 to 5 drinks in just 3 weeks. And he totally got hepatitis-like symptoms. So drink this instead, green tea. It's all natural and one of the best energy boosters around. Number 2, and if I didn't mention it, that's from Eat This, Not That, this article. It's brilliant. Number 17, ready-to-bake pie crust. I just saw that today when I was going through all this stuff. Ready-to-bake pie crust. Goes back to that BHA and BHT, which many countries, not the United States, have banned because they're carcinogenics, right? They tend to lead to cancer. So other places, even Japan, New Zealand, Australia, the UK, which is Great Britain, have banned BHA and BHT, but of course not us. Using a pre-made pie crust might save you some time when you're baking, but what's on store shelves is anything but healthy for you. Popular brands like Pillsbury refrigerated pie crust contain BHA and BHT, two preservatives that you want to avoid. Eat this instead. Make sure your ingredient list is free from these preservatives. One crust we approve is Trader Joe's, the Trader Joe version. Number 18, brown rice. Oh, isn't that a surprise for people who still have rice? Brown rice. The unhealthy ingredient is arsenic. Now, just a side story. I accidentally poisoned my pig nearly to death about 1.5 years ago because I was giving her these little baby apples and not removing the seeds. And the seeds naturally have arsenic. And she consumed so many that she nearly died. And here's this arsenic. I'm going to be interested to know how, pray tell, it's in there. Despite the countless health benefits of brown rice, which include digestion, slowing fiber, metabolism boosting selenium, there's one reason you might consider the white grain over brown: arsenic levels. Recent analysis conducted by the Food and Drug Administration have found that arsenic is showing up at an alarming rate in our beloved brown rice. Not only is arsenic known to be a carcinogen, but long-term exposure to high levels of arsenic is also associated with higher rates of skin, bladder, and lung cancers, as well as heart disease, according to the FDA. Because arsenic seeps into the outermost layers of the grain, it remains in fiber-rich brown rice, but not in polished white rice. So interesting. Eat this instead. Isabel Smith, a registered dietitian, agrees that the levels of arsenic in rice are concerning, but assures the risk can be easily reduced by varying all grains and starches that we consume. And of course, varying anything is just a good idea, so that your body is always changing it up, whether you're rotating your greens, rotating your fats, rotating your fruits. I get that. Number 19, breakfast biscuits. Unhealthy ingredient: sodium and sugar. Making biscuits from scratch can take forever, but the majority of the packaged varieties of bagels and muffins are chock full of sodium and sugar, a double whammy that is bad for your waistline and your overall health. Eat this instead. Thomas's Nook and Crannies, who knew, are low in sugar, but still have a rather high sodium count. So having just 1/2 at a time, you can spruce up with butter and mashed blackberries isn't too bad of a compromise. Whatever, get off the bread. The whiter the bread, the sooner you're dead, right? Get off the bread, my friends. There's just better things. And that compromise, what in the world? Eat half a Thomas's muffin? How, pray tell, could I be content for even 1 second? You are kidding. They're kidding. Adding butter on there? Now you're zapped already. Whatever. That's a no for me. All right, number 20, barbecue sauce. The most unhealthy ingredient, this might not be true for all, but is high fructose corn syrup. A nightmare in itself. I think if you go to JulesBlessedVegan, you could put high fructose corn syrup. I'm pretty sure I've done a video on that. Okay, barbecue sauce may be the condiment of choice for people who love something smoky and sweet, but it can do damage to your waistline. Most bottled barbecue sauces are packed with tons of added sugar and sugar variations. Take Sweet Baby Ray's honey barbecue sauce. Not only does it have 15 grams of sugar in 2 tablespoons, but the first ingredient listed is high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup, often referred to as HFCS, has been linked to an increased risk of heart disease, according to a study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Also, made with corn syrup and sugar, this sauce is the equivalent of pouring almost 4 sugar packets on your pulled chicken or bratwurst. Not to mention, what you're putting it on is dead carcasses. Let's be fair. Come on. Eat this instead. If you need a condiment for your hot dog or brat, opt for mustard. I'm a mustard girl, yes. It's super low calorie at just 3 calories per teaspoon. It packs a flavorful punch. If you must have barbecue sauce, make a low sugar version yourself with some tomato paste, vinegar, Worcestershire sauce, liquid smoke, and spices. No added sugar in that. All right, I don't know where you are in your walk. Maybe none of this applies to you. Maybe you've been clean for years, and you're just a plant-based vegan, raw vegan, yay you. But I don't mind these talks because, again, I have people in my life who are giving me recipes saying, would you mind adding blank and blank to that? And at least I'll be able to say, do you realize blank and blank? They may not hear me, but information is power, and I'm all in. Anyway, last day of February, people. Today was my brother Patrick's birthday. He's already in heaven. And he died of cancer, and a bunch of cancer riddled his whole body for many reasons. And there's no doubt some of that was diet. Some of it was drug abuse. Some of it was alcohol abuse. He was clean when he died, and that was by God's design. But he would have been 66 today. He was the second oldest kid in my family, and we're 10 years apart, a little more than 10 years apart. But he's missed, and another reason that I'm choosing the healthier way, because I don't want to exit the planet that way. It was very difficult, and he is seriously missed by his 4 children, right? Anyway, let's stay well, shall we? Like it when you like, join us if you haven't subscribed. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. Give a shout out tomorrow around 11:30 West Coast time when I'm meeting with my principal for that observation I did. I needed to be very positive. Oh my goodness. All right, until we talk again, know that you're blessed, and I will trust that I am too.